Hi everyone, today it's just going to be a quick recap of the live stream because I'm busy making Thanksgiving dinner. So here's a picture of Jeff as a bear, because he's adorable! Okay, let's get the stream started.
Hello everyone, welcome to our Ashes of Creation live stream. This is our monthly development update live stream. Why are you running away?
Sorry, no, I'm trying to get the bear in.
Oh yeah, as you saw our
We have some
pre-roll
guests.
here, we have a lovely background that we're using that kind of gives you a little sneak peek of a video that's coming out maybe next week or so. So get excited.
There could be 2 videos coming up next week. We were promised a party back in Kickstarter days. If you look at the background, they're having a party. So are we going to have a Thanksgiving party, a Christmas party? Or, most likely, are they talking about the Brew Bear? I think we're going to get the lore of the Brew Bear.
And then also we wanted to make a note about the creative director's letter for quarter 3. We won't be having one for quarter 3, but quarter 4 we will be having one in December. So stay tuned for what that entails.
So we're going to be moving the quarter 3 update into the quarter 4 update, and that'll be at the end of December.
The creative director's letter has been pushed back a month because they're busy and they're moving and they're doing stuff. And that's life, kids.
So quickly, let's just talk a little bit about the studio update and where we're at, because we are moving.
Yes, we are moving soon. Things are going very good. We're moving towards the Castle Siege playable that people will be able to participate in. And we are also on the road towards Alpha 1, and we are, building up our preparations for getting you guys into experiencing Ashes of Creation. I'm pretty excited about that. And there's a lot of work that still is to be done,
Yes.
but we're making good progress on it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, so if you listen carefully, they said we will be able to play Castle Siege. It is not part of Alpha 1, which means it's not locked away behind some kind of special package that you have to purchase. They're going to let us play it. Woohoo!
And if you watched our Extra Life live stream, we did kind of show off some of the story
Super
there.
cool.
I think we're thinking about how we want to show the last end of part of that story. So we might do like a whole video that incorporates all of those things. So stay tuned for that going down the line.
If you watched the charity live stream, you know that the lore they gave us was only half of it. It finished halfway, and it left us with a mystery. What the heck is a Holdar? Is it a mermaid? Is it a centaur? Is it a woman on top and a plant on the bottom? We don't know. Hopefully they'll get that lore to us soon, and we'll find out.
So the first thing that you want to talk about was wall destruction.
We've been heavily working on basic Castle Siege systems, and part of it is a wall destruction. So we already had a system designed for APOC to do basic component destruction, and like our houses, where like individual piece can be blown up, and then as number of pieces get blown up, the whole structure disappears. This was a little bit different challenge because as Jeff was mentioning, the chaos system was not yet on par of production yet, so we were not able to heavily rely on it. So we had to kind of create our own system, which basically in a sense takes an object and like a Castle Siege wall, and as you damage it, it goes through stages and possibly different randomization seed of stages. So like you'll start hitting it, let's say top chips away, and then you hit it more, like let's say below 50%, and then like now the path opens up, smaller path, and then you destroy it, it completely becomes a ruined
Now,
state.
will those paths be specific to the location that you're hitting them at, or will
So
they...
that will be most for design to decide. For us, is mostly functionality then, right? So as they design the way it's gonna crumble and variations of the crumble, that's basically gonna based on their choice.
Right, and then additionally, the destruction system that is being created has to be able to facilitate kind of a building destruction that we might see in node sieges.
Correct.
And in the destruction per se of a freehold, perhaps if a node siege loses, right, those freeholds become susceptible. And part of this destruction system that's becoming available now with the Castle Siege is to facilitate those different state changes between once it hits a hit point threshold to being inaccessible in a partially destructed state or being a fully destructed state. And the ramifications that has on gameplay for, let's say, citizens of a node is, as the attackers are sieging a city, they have obviously a win condition, a win objective, but additionally there can be casualties from a structural standpoint during that process. So let's say if the attackers were to not succeed in completely destroying the node, they could still affect damage across multiple types of buildings that are present within the node, which disable services for those citizens.
There was a lot of information in that clip, but that clip was twice as long before I cut it down. Long story short, they're making Castle Siege, and it takes a lot of technical stuff to make that happen. It takes a lot of very talented, hard-working people to make a video game. That's why you can't just snap your fingers and have Castle Siege.
Basically, for trebuchets, we were thinking, design was requesting basically an interactable system where you can interact with an item, like a box, pick it up, carry it, and then carry it, for example, towards the trebuchet, and refill the ammo.
I want to be able to hire a troll to carry it for me.
Ammo boxes are new. I didn't know that. Also, in another part of the video, which I couldn't find, they talk about the leaderboards, and they're working on the leaderboards. But I don't know if leaderboards are going to be a good thing, because you could use the leaderboard to discriminate against people. You can say stuff like, you have to be in the top 100 to be in my guild, or you can't be in my guild. I'm not looking forward to that.
Were the Tolnar a result of corruption in their creation, or was it purely a kind of crossbreeding between the multiple minor and major races that existed in the Underrealm during the after the apocalypse? They are not a result of corruption. So there is no corruption that was taken into account during their creation. So I noticed in Discord and other parts of our community that they've somewhat become a pariah of the other players, but they are very unique and don't deserve to be that pariah. So
What? Okay, that just blew all the lore all to heck. What do you mean they were not created by corruption? What? So here's my new lore theory, which actually makes sense, but it's kind of weird. Okay, let me start that over. 3 of the gods. Okay, once upon a time there were 10 gods who were drunk on ambrosia. And 3 of the gods were really drunk, like super drunk, and they decided to create elves, orcs, and dwarves, and humans. First they created the humans, and then they started laughing and stuff, and they said, hey, let's make a little one, and then they made a dwarf. And then they said, they were laughing and stuff, and they said, hey, let's make one that looks like a pig, and then they made the orcs. And they were all laughing and drunk and laughing and drinking. And they said, let's make one that looks like a lizard. Yeah, let's make a pig one. Let's make an elephant one. And they made the Tolnar because they were all drunk and stuff. So then after, their drunken night of debauchery was over, we had elves, orcs, dwarves, humans, and Tolnars living on Vera. Many years later, the gods kept on drinking and stuff, and they remembered their creation. And they said, hey, you know what? We should give them some magic. Yeah, let's give them some magic. Because they were all drunk and stuff. And they came to Vera, and they gave us magic in the 3 Harbingers. They came over, and they were all drunk, and they gave us magic and stuff. And then the other 13 spaceships were their followers and people that worshipped them. And they came over, too. And they came to Vera, and they started giving us magic and messing everything up. Because they were drunk, they accidentally created corruption. And not only that, but when the Varans met their gods, they were not too happy about it. Because they were like, what do you mean you created us on a drunken night of stupidity? We don't have a higher purpose? You didn't make us for a reason? You were just drunk? And they got all mad at the 3 gods, and they were like, what the heck, dude? You made me look like a pig. I look like a pig, dude. And then the Tolnar were like, I look like an anteater. And then the other Tolnar was like, how about me? I look like a baboon. Look at my baboon butt. What the heck, dude? You can't just be drunk gods and create people and stuff. And so the Varans got mad at the gods, and they rebelled against them. And they started, fighting back and stuff. And you guys are jerks. You're the stupidest gods that we ever had. And I can't believe I worshipped you for so long. And they started fighting against the ancients and the gods. And the ancients are the worshippers of the gods. And they kicked him out. They banished him. Is that the lore of the Tulnar? Everybody's expecting this gigantic epic tale of bravery and sacrifice and stuff. But what if it isn't a tale of bravery and sacrifice? What if it's a cautionary tale of drunkenness? With great power comes great responsibility, but what if it doesn't? What if with great power comes great irresponsibility? What if we were all just created out of stupidity and drunkenness? What? And that's the show for today. I hope you liked the quick recap. I gotta go make Thanksgiving dinner. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. See you in the next video. Probably it'll be lore, Apocalypse Lore Week 10. See ya!